Love letters from your father. My child, you may not know me, but I know everything about you. Psalm 139, verse 1. I know when you sit down and when you rise up. Psalm 139, verse 2. I am familiar with all your ways. Psalm 139, verse 3. Even the very hairs on your head are numbered. Matthew chapter 10, 29 through to 31. For you were made in my image. Genesis 1:27. In me you live and move and have your being. Acts chapter 17, verse 28. For you are my offspring. Acts chapter 17, verse 28. I knew you even before you were conceived. Jeremiah chapter 1, verses 4 and 5. I chose you when I planned creation. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 11-12. You were not a mistake, for all your days are written in my book. Psalm 139, 15 and 16. I determined the exact time of your birth and where you should live. Acts 17, verse 26. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Psalm 139, verse 14. I knit you together in your mother's womb. Psalm 139, verse 13. I brought you forth on the day you were born. Psalm 71, verse 6. I have been misrepresented by those who don't know me. John chapter 4, verse 41 to 44. I am not distant and angry, and am the complete expression of love. 1 John chapter 4, verse 16. And it is my desire to lavish my love on you. 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. Simply because you are my child and I am your father. 1 John chapter 3, verse 1. I offer you more than your earthly father ever could. Matthew chapter 7, verse 11. For I am the perfect father. Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Every good gift that you receive comes from my hand. James chapter 1, verse 17. For I am your provider, and I meet all your needs. Matthew chapter 6, verse 31 to 33. My plan for your future has always been filled with hope. Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. Because I love you with an everlasting love. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 3. My thoughts towards you are countless as the sand on the seashore. Psalm 139, verse 17-18. And I rejoice over you with singing. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 17. I will never stop doing good for you. Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 40. For you are my treasured possession. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. I desire to establish you with all my heart and all my soul. Jeremiah chapter 32, verse 31. And I want to show you great and marvelous things. Jeremiah chapter 33, verse 3. If you seek me with all your heart, you will find me. Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 29. Delight in me, and I will give you the desires of your heart. Psalm 37, verse 4. For it is I who give you these desires. Philippians chapter 2, verse 13. I am able to do more for you than you could possibly imagine. Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. For I am your greatest encourager. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, 16 and 17. I am also the Father who comforts you in all your troubles. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verses 3 and 4. When you are broken-hearted, I am close to you. Psalms chapter 34, wrong. Psalms 34, 18. As a shepherd carries a lamb, I have carried you close to my heart. Isaiah 40:11. One day I will wipe away every tear from your eyes. Revelation 21 verses 3 and 4. And I'll take away all the pain you have suffered on this earth. Revelation 21 verses 3 and 4. I am your Father, and I love you even as I love my own Son. John 17 verse 23. For in Jesus, the sacred secretion people, my love for you is revealed. Jesus is the I am. John chapter 17, 26. He is the exact representation of my being. Hebrews chapter 1 verse 3. He came to demonstrate that I am for you, not against you. Romans 8:31. And to tell you that I am not counting your sins. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, 18 and verses 18, 19. Jesus died, the sacred secretion gets burnt off, so that you and I could be reconciled. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 18, 19. His death was the ultimate expression of my love for you. 1 John chapter 4, verse 10. I gave up everything I loved that I might gain your love. Romans chapter 8, verses 31, 32. If you receive the gift of my Son, you receive me. That's 1 John chapter 2, verse 23. On that one, if you receive the gift of my Son, in other words, if you receive the I am, then you receive the Father, because the I am and the Father are one. And nothing will ever separate you from my love again. Romans chapter 8, verses 38, 39. Come home and I'll throw the biggest party heaven has ever seen. Luke chapter 15, verse 7. I have always been Father and always will be Father. Ephesians chapter 3, verses 14, 15. My question is, will you be my child? John chapter 1, verse 12 and 13. I am waiting for you. Luke chapter 15, verse 11 through to 32. That's a love letter, folks. It's all within.